Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're taking a look at Cricket Captain 2025 and we're taking a look at the newly available in-player editor. So to get into it, you're in the game. You go to whichever player you want to go to. For instance, you could click on records and you could find the latest wonder kid. For instance, here I can see Tim Robinson, 22 years old, has got a 67 second team average. The sky is literally the limit. Now you get two options of how to edit the players. The first one gives you the option to edit the player's name. Now that has been available in the game for quite a long time. We don't want to do that. We want to get into editing here, and this is the screen that is going to come in front of you. So this may be different to the sort of editor you've seen before, but it is very, very useful. What it does really well is it gives you the ability to edit a player's ability without telling you how good he is, which I think is quite smart, because that was one of the things they always wanted to try and avoid, was going, hey, this guy's rated 99 or he's got 99 potential. So it kind of takes that away, but does give you the ability to make significant changes to a player. And the things that you can change, one is his batting ability, and it's done on a percentage. So if you put it to 110, he's essentially 10% better. Now, we don't know what happens in the background to the numbers when you do that, but it does make them significantly better. And you can do that all the way up to 200%, literally making someone twice as good as what they are now. You can do the same to first class aggression. And you can see at the top here, he's first class defensive. If I put it up a couple, now he's average. Then put it up a couple more and he's aggressive, and then he ends up very aggressive. So there's a lot that you can change about a player to see how they want to go. Also, one day in T20 is set as defensive again. If I work it up, you'll see it starts to work its way through the numbers. You can also change the opener type to set to different formats or all formats, as is going to be the case here. Bowling ability, you have exactly the same of what you can do. There's not a descriptive measure around what you're doing. It's just generally you're making a guy better or worse based on what you can change. And you can also change his bowler type. So you can make him absolutely rapid, turn him into a spinner, or stick him into a little dibbly-dobbly that thrives under the cold and wet weather. Same with catching ability. You can see it brings through the stats of the player that he's currently got, but you can make him absolute bucket hands, or you can turn him into an absolute joker. For this Tim Robinson, I'm going to change you to 200%. All you have to do is press OK, and that is saved. Now when you start playing the game, you will see his abilities and performances significantly change. So this right here, as an example, is Gavin Barnwell. Now Gavin Barnwell is a youth player on my Nottinghamshire save. He is 18 years old. He's just completed his first season, averaged 13, but averaged 45 in one-day cricket. So he's done relatively well for himself, 66% match form. And you can see he is quite a reasonable player who averages 47 in second team cricket. 31 is quite poor in one-day cricket, and 20 with a 156 strike rate in T20 cricket. Now, to show you some of the impacts that it's had, so this one, I set him to 120% batting ability. That's the only change that I made. He went through the season, he scored 880 runs, averaged 33, 650s, averaged 27 in one-day cricket, got heaps more cricket, so turned into a pretty good player, only aged 18. Sky could be the limit for this kid. In this scenario, we put him 40% and watch what he could do, and he scored 1,300 runs at an average of 52, 6 centuries, aged 17 and 18, averaged 50 in one-day cricket, and played T20 cricket with a 146 strike rate, an average of 23. Didn't smash it in T20, but was still quite reasonable. Now this is changed to 170 in this scenario, and you can see that he's gone on to better things. Only aged 17 and 18, he averaged 80 with 2 centuries in one-day cricket, 2 centuries in the championship. Didn't have a great time, but he has gone on and scored a century and 250s in 3 one-day internationals for England in one-day cricket and represented them at T20 cricket. So you can see there's a vast improvement. I think one of the big call-outs we need to get across here, or I need to get across, is if you've got a guy with really low ability, you put it to 200, he's not going to be the next Stephen Smith. But if you take Stephen Smith and turn him into a 200, you've probably got Don Bradman. Okay, and the final one, 200% ability. He's gone and scored almost 1,600 runs with 9 centuries. So you think we started off with him on a baseline and he averaged, 13 from 2 games, and as we worked our way up, he's managed to get up to a 65 average. Pretty good in all competitions, playing international cricket. Again, sky is the absolute limit for this guy. So I think for you guys, when you're going through this, if you take a good player and add 200, like, you're going to have a world-class performer. If you've got a world-class performer and you add it, you're going to have, the greatest of all time sort of situation. Likewise, if you're taking a tail ender and doing batting ability 200, you're probably getting a guy that might average 20 down the back end of the order. So very, very simple to use. Catching ability, feel free to go in and edit it if that's how you want to play the game. No one can tell you what's right, no one tells you what's wrong. For me, I'm not going to be touching these things while I play the game, but I'll probably do some experiments along the way. But hopefully that is nice and helpful for you guys. Bowling as well, you can improve the accuracy. 1-day bowling accuracy as well. So that's quite interesting that it doesn't give you the ability to do strike rates, but you can do the 1-day stuff. So that's it for this video. Nice and easy, very easy to use, great feature added to the game. We'll see you soon.